Hey, gun people. So, day 15 of the Karen Reed trial. This was one of the most damaging witnesses because she heard the suspect say numerous times that I hit him, I could have hit him, I don't know if I hit him, I was there, I wasn't there. She was a very critical witness. So the defense has to play games, for those that don't know that it's a game, to try and make her look bad, discredit her, or shake her up on a stand. And I mean, he came at her right off the bat hard. Family's important to you, isn't it? And I mean, he was all over her. This is a little exchange to where he tried to trick her up and ask a question, and she goes, well, the way you're saying is not correct. It's this. And he's like, I'll ask the questions, not you. So he corrected her, and that's another lawyer trick. They try to phrase a question to where you have to answer a yes or no, and the question, it's kind of like, when did you stop molesting kids? You can't answer that yes or no, but they'll ask questions like that and then say, I want a yes or no answer to try and make you look bad when you can't answer it. So she kind of corrected him. He got pissy. Right here, she gave it back to him. I freaking love this.
And I asked. I possibly could have asked.
One at a time, please, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on your words. I thought you...
That's okay. You can continue.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I don't think we got your answer.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Notice the sarcasm. He's looking like an ass, and normally you don't want to beat up females on the stand. It doesn't go well with the jury if you're being a jerk. And I think he's being a little bit of a jerk. But he goes to his nice side, and then he's a jerk, and he sticks it to her, and then he goes to his nice side. I'm only a few minutes into the testimony, but she's irritating and doing pretty good, but I can tell she's getting frustrated and pissed off, and her answers are becoming more curt or very short. Is that true? Yes. Yes. And she starts doing that. And that's his attempt, that's the defense attempt to make you look bad in front of the jury. It's hard as hell to do it, believe me. I've lost it a few times on the stand when these defense attorneys do that shit, and it's like, it's a game, play it, and see where you can stick it to them when you can. So, it should be interesting. So here he's trying to trick her up by getting her to answer a question that she's not sure of because she gave a statement 2 years ago. But he's making it look like she doesn't have a good memory because she needs to look at the report. This is a common ploy for attorneys. They ask you things they know you don't know, and then when you don't know, they make a big deal about how your memory was better then than now, and why do you need to refresh it, and you remembered this when I just asked you, but you don't remember this. Isn't that convenient? Very tricks and games. She does a good job by saying, before she answers, I would like to see what the report says I told him. And then he follows up. Oh, so you don't remember? Just a lot of sleazy lawyer tricks, in my opinion. A lot of people may not see it that way.
Do you have something I can look at to refresh my memory?
Sure. Do you not have a memory of exactly what you told Trooper Proctor?
Well, I know what
Just yes or no. You need your memory refreshed?
I would like.
See, yes or no? She should have said, it was 2 years ago. I don't remember everything I said word for word 2 years ago. And then he would have said his thing, but she would have made him look like an idiot. You have to be very, very quick on the stand when you're getting attacked like this, because the more she makes him look stupid, he'll see it's a losing battle and he will move on and stop. But if he keeps getting points and can shake her up, he's going to keep attacking. They're like predators with blood in the water.
I'd like to see what the report says, please.
Permission? Yes. Thank you.
This is a really good interview for people to see how they twist words. I think she's doing a really good job holding her own. He is twisting. To me, he looks like a complete ass and he's grasping at straws. But to someone sitting on the jury, they may see her as being defensive and untruthful, or untrusting, or not being truthful.
Facts of the case.
No, it's the facts aren't spoken as much as the vicious harassment is spoken about.
So he does not. They don't want the jury to hear about all the harassment because of the fake bullshit with the conspiracy thing. And every time that she gets to say harassment, it pisses him off. So he usually goes, "I didn't ask that. Don't editorialize." He's really beating her down with words because he's in control, and he's literally taking advantage of her because she has to go by the rules on him. And it's a manipulation to the 10th level. Hopefully the jury sees it. I think it's bullshit disgusting, but he's a lawyer, so I expect.
So you've told them your version of the events, correct? And they've told you their version of the events.
Correct.
And remind me, Chris and Julie Albert are, in fact, Colin's parents.
Correct.
At some point, you became aware that your daughter, Allie, was involved in this matter to some extent, correct?
Yes.
You became aware that there was an extraction of your phone that revealed some data about her whereabouts.
That's not how I became aware now.
Like 360?
Yes, I know what that is.
Okay, that's what I'm asking about. You became aware that your phone was extracted, correct?
I willingly handed over my phone.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
You know that your phone.
See, I like her attitude. I think she's spunky and she's holding her own. So I like that she's standing up to him and not backing down. And he's looking more of an ass the more he attacks her. This is a really good eye-opening interview of how sleazy lawyers can be and how they can twist your words and make you look confused, frustrated, angry, like you have something to hide. And me personally, out of the hundreds, if not 1,000 witnesses that I've seen, interviewed, worked with, this witness is very credible. She is a very credible witness in my book.
Yes, I handed it over.
And you know that your daughter's whereabouts were revealed based on data on that phone, correct?
That is not how I became aware of my daughter's whereabouts.
You testified at the state grand jury, questioning by Mr. Lally, correct?
Yes.
You were asked about the Life 360.
Yes.
You answered those questions very fluidly.
Yes.
Yes, I know what Life 360 is. I use it all the time. It's an app, etc.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's go over that for a second. You admitted that it works as a, quote, GPS as far as where people go and everywhere that you go, correct?
Correct.
You indicated that it works as a reliable, quote, unquote, tracking device, was your testimony.
Correct.
You indicated that you rely on it, quote, so you know where your kids are at all times. Is that right?
Correct.
And you even said that it's a, quote, unquote, good parenting tool. Is that right?
Correct.
And the reason you said that is because it's accurate in your experience and it's reliable. Is that right?
It's a good tool, but it is not always accurate.
But you said, when you testified in front of the great grand jury, that it's accurate and it works as a GPS.
He keeps wanting to get in the testimony at the grand jury where only the prosecutor was there and he wasn't. He's trying to, again, throw smoke and clouds up to confuse or make the jury go, what's going on?
Yes, as far as where you go and everywhere you go, correct?
Objection.
Did you say that?
Can I see it?
Sure.
I'm surprised they go. Normally when you ask to see it, you usually have to go, would reviewing this refresh your recollection? You got to play these freaking word games when you're testifying. And then you have to give it back because you can't read. You know, I can't go, hey, this is what I said or I didn't. And again, this is all usually typed by a court reporter who makes mistakes, or reviewing a report where cops make mistakes, which is why you should never talk to cops. But anyway, we'll see how it turns out here. I wanted to cover a little tip here. So the guy that's being hard on her is second chair. So this guy's first chair, he's the lead attorney. This guy is his assistant. This is the third chair, the third assistant. The primary lawyer, first chair, normally doesn't do what's called dirty work. What this attorney doing by beating up this woman on the stand, defense attorneys know that the jury may have a negative attitude of him for beating her up. So the second chair is usually the one that does the dirty work, because the first chair wants to maintain a good image with the jury that I'm fair, you can believe me. He'll be doing the closings. He probably did the opening. He will present most of the case. So he doesn't want to do the dirty work and get slimed up by being a slime ball on this witness. Second chair is being a good slime ball by taking the heat, and therefore he gets to look clean. Like, I'm not the bad guy, it was him. Just a little courtroom trivia. So the attorney's thinking he's making a great big Perry Mason moment here, that the body wasn't there because she didn't see it and it was heavy snow and she saw the SUV. But she gets in a nice little comment that he hates, and he should have stopped, and he didn't.
With that clear and good view. There was no body, was there?
I never saw a body.
Thank you.
He cut her off. She was going to say, I never saw a body, I wish I did, but he cut her off. That's a very sleazy trick. Hopefully the jury is smart enough to figure that out. Why didn't you let her finish? He doesn't want her to finish because he only wants the thing that helps with his smoke screen.
Clear and good view. There was no body, was there?
I never saw a body.
Thank you.
I wish I had.
Sounds like that's a little rehearsed.
Not at all. It's not at all.
I'll let the answer stand.
His whole job was to discredit her, confuse her, frustrate her, manipulate her 3 different testimonies over 2 years, and try and find minor inconsistencies. No one can give the same statement twice without an inconsistency. That's why you're always told, don't talk to cops. And if you do end up talking to cops, never give more than one statement, because they'll just use it against you, just like they did here. She was compelled to give 3 statements. First one to cops, then 2 other grand juries. So she was forced to give 3 different statements, and this attorney played all these games trying to make it look like she's lying and hiding. It's total BS. He's beating her up relentlessly. I can't believe there's not more objections. So when an attorney is doing things like this to you, you want to try and slide in things that he doesn't want you to say, because he's trying to focus and get you to say something to make you look bad. That's when you want to say things that make him look bad or make the client look bad, if it's true. In this case, she ought to be saying, well, hopefully the prosecution will come back and say, have you been completely honest at every hearing to the best of your ability? Yes. Have you intentionally in any way fabricated or lied to mislead the jury, the police, or any government agency in this investigation? No. That's hopefully what the prosecution will come back to clean this up.
Hands to that phone.
Ms. McCabe, the truth of the matter is you've manufactured this new story for this jury because you think it helps you out.
Absolutely not.
That would have been a great time. Absolutely not. I have been 100% honest in all of my testimony under perjury. At one point he says, you didn't volunteer this information. You didn't tell them. You didn't think it was important to tell them. She said, I was answering the questions that I was asked. And he's like, you didn't think it was important that my client said I'd kill him? I hit him? If she would have been smart and thinking on her feet, not saying she's dumb, if she had more experience in this, she'd have went, it's kind of like you, every time I try to add something, you object and tell me to answer yes or no. So when there's court proceedings, I'm not allowed to volunteer information, and I didn't volunteer it there because I wasn't asked. That would have shut him down. But she didn't say that because he's beating her up and got her on defensive.
Called 911 at 6:04 a.m. Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, she did a good job here on this question. That's why she has so much credibility with me, because she, I think, is trying to be honest, is being honest to the best of her abilities. Somebody just died in the snow, in the cold, panic. People are yelling. They were drinking. It was late at night, early in the morning. I mean, there's all kind of reasons to understand that there's going to be confusion and not clear details. To me, as a reasonable person, of course, as a defense team, they want to make it look like you're hiding and lying.
By the way, did you leave voicemails?
No.
When did you hang up? Before it went to voicemail, or was it into voicemail before you hung up?
So it was a bit of a hysterical scene that morning, and I was in a state of shock, and I was just calling my sister and my brother-in-law. They did not answer the phone. I cannot tell you when I hung up because it was a hysterical scene. I was in a state of shock. Everyone was running around, and what seems to be forgotten is that my friend was lying there on the ground.
Oh, I don't think anybody's forgotten that.
Oh, she got him there. That's a great statement. This is what I'm talking about when you when you're getting attacked like that, say things that the defense attorney doesn't want the jury to hear, and he'll stop doing this bullshit. Once again, here's a good opportunity to slam the defense when he's getting all cocky.
Again, I don't have my phone record in front of me.
And that's because Nicole didn't get any voicemails because the calls were answered, right?
The calls were not answered.
You do agree with me that
First of all, he's misstating prior testimony. Second of all, he's making up facts. And third of all, she's had to say at least 4 to 6 times the calls were never answered. And the prosecution probably should be objecting, asked and answered. She's already answered, Your Honor. He's wasting the jury's time. Make him look bad in front of the jury. But they're not. They're letting him get away with this constant re-asking the question, hoping for a different answer. And, when she said it wasn't answered, she could have followed up with, I said it every time and I'll say it again, and you keep trying to imply that I'm lying. The calls were never answered. I don't understand why you keep asking me this. Once again, a good opportunity for her to stick it to him when he's being a jerk like this.
never came out of the house, right?
Correct. Neither did any neighbor.
I know you'd like to continue editorializing after the fact. There's probably a time and a place for it. This isn't it. If you can answer my question, I'd ask that you do that.
Okay, so he got to have the last word here. Her response should be, I thought we were trying to get the truth and an accurate representation, and you're asking questions that just imply things that you want to imply, and I'm trying to answer your questions truthfully, honestly, and fully. Is that not what you want? And he would go, objection! I asked the questions. Please instruct the witness not to answer me questions. But these are the opportunities where you can shut down this attack. She's not experienced. I get it. I think she's doing a great job. Some attorneys will tell you not to do what I'm saying you should do. To me, it worked. I don't like a guy trying to bully me on a stand with bullshit and make me look like crap in a jury when it's all BS. It is what it is. I'm just sharing my thoughts. Girl keeps making points on me. She slammed him again. She caught him. He opened his mouth. I love it.
To Brian Albert at 623.
No.
Did you ever discuss the idea of potentially deleting any of those calls that were made that early morning?
Absolutely not.
Would you tell us if you did?
Yes, because I'm an honest and truthful person.
Boom. Good job, girl. Okay, so they're done because it was a half day today on day 15. They're still not done with her. I think she's doing a great job, and I think the defense is looking more and more like a freaking tin hat crazy trying to push some crazy. I actually think they're hurting their case. If they'd have went after a couple things and moved on, it might have left some doubt. But the more they keep insinuating that this woman is a big conspiracy and everybody's into it, and she's the ringleader, or she did this, and she's like, I'm an honest person. I didn't do that. I wouldn't do. They're making them. I think they're hurting their case, to be honest. But they're probably thinking they're making a Perry Macy moment. Anyway, end of the day, she was a good witness. I guess she'll be back tomorrow, and we'll go for day 16. Y'all have a good one.